front door. Wait, I don't want to take the rubber and wide shelves against the black wall. Uncle Charles has left us a house in his will, Dad explained, reading and reading.
I can trace your back.
When is your sleepover?
My sister was a cat for Halloween last year. But the only thing that was cat-like about her costume was her ears. I think she always wears lingerie and ears.
Homemade chicken noodle soup that my mom made.
Keep the chicken noodle soup. Your mom's chicken noodle soup is kind of trash. No offense. Hey, are you done with your scavenger hunt? So you can pick something out of here. There is candy, vampire fangs, pencils, stickers, all kind of goodies. So do you want something? Shake it on up. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and just pick anything you like. Yeah, there's like several different kinds of candy in there, so just get whatever you want. You got it? Okay, good. Do you like my headband? It lights up when you turn it on. It lights like it blinks. Blink, 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 blink. So I have some surprises for you today. The first one is stickers. Well, this is from the teacher, but you can pick a sticker that you like. So we have 3 sheets. We have this one, and it has a witch's hat, a bat, jack-o'-lantern, a spider web. Do you see any that you like? There's also these 2 sheets, so there's a mummy, a vampire, the word boo, all kinds of Halloween stickers, so just let me know which one you like and I can put on your face for you. Did you pick one out? Okay. You want the hat? Okay. So, where do you want it? Oh, let me see your face. Okay, so let me see your face. Do you mind if I touch your face? I'm gonna see where we should put the sticker. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here on your cheek. On your forehead? Okay. So this is going to... Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find the perfect place. The perfect place to put this on your Okay, I'm gonna put it right there on your forehead, okay? That is so cute on your forehead. I want one now, so I'm gonna put some on my face too. I'm gonna get this little pumpkin bag. It looks like a little pumpkin purse. Isn't it cute? Okay. This is to fit my little pumpkin theme that I have going on up here, right here, and now on my face. Okay, next I have some paint. So I'm going to paint your face if you want. Yeah, you want a little face painting? And then I can paint on your back too later if you want. Yeah? What do you want? So I have my paintbrush right here. And then I have some paint. I have red and orange and green and blue. This is what the orange looks like. What do you want me to draw on you or paint on you, and what color do you want? Okay. So this is the red. You want me to draw a red skeleton? You want like a mummy like this, but red? Okay, I can do that. Okay, so let me see your face. Okay, I can do that for you. So we're just gonna go in with a little bit, just a little bit of paint. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and just go ahead and close your eyes and relax. I'm gonna start painting. Just gonna paint a little bit of the outline here on this cheek, right? Okay, so I'm gonna draw this little red. Good. And then I'm gonna use this as a guide. And then his legs and his arms. And then his arms right here. I'm gonna go ahead and draw that in at the little line, the little bit of lines right here. And then his other arm. Go ahead and just color that in, and then this little bit. And then this little bit right here, and then the little lines right here. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and color it a little bit. Since we don't have white, so we're just gonna be a little red mummy. Perfect. That is literally so cute on you. I love it so much. Do you want another face painting, or do you want me to do it on your back? Okay, well, let's go. Let's go sit down. So, did you stick your hand inside of the trick-or-treat bag yet? You haven't? Okay, so the trick-or-treat bag is where there's a whole bunch of cards inside, and it either says trick or treat. If you pick the word treat, then you get to pick a nice treat or gift. And I heard that there are some really, really nice gifts this year. Yeah, I heard our teacher went like really big this year. Like, for example, I know they're like big king size candy bars. Yeah, I saw Melody get one. But it just depends on what's in there. I even heard that somebody got $15. $15. I think Mrs. Johnson won the lottery or something. She's just going really big this year with the gifts. If you get the word trick, you have to stick your hand in a bag of something nasty. For example, I had to stick my hand in the Monster Doughs bag, but Monster Doughs was really just a bunch of baby carrots. I saw the teacher prepare it before class. So guess what? So I have a couple things I can trace your back with. For one, I won a wand when I got the word treat. So I can trace your back. Then across your shoulder and make spirals. And I can also trace on your back with my marker so I can write something. But later I can draw on your back too if you want. Oh, we're gonna paint. I know for sure we're gonna paint on your back, right? Okay, so guess the word I'm writing on your back, okay? What word did I write? Exactly. You're so good. Okay, let me write another word. Okay, guess the next word. What word did I write? I just love your hair so much. So the teacher is reading Goosebumps or some scary books to us later. Yeah, so I can do your hair later. I can braid it. Yeah. And also, you have cobwebs in your hair. I think it's from the little decoration over there, but you have little pieces of cobweb in your hair. Guess what? I got these clips for you. Yeah, I was at the store with my mom and my sister, and I got them for you, so I'm gonna put them in your hair. I literally love playing in your hair so much. So I will braid your hair later. The teacher is supposed to be reading some scary books to us. I think maybe Goosebumps. So I don't know, that's what I saw on her desk. Oh, hey. You have some cobwebs in your hair from that little decoration piece over there. I can pluck that out for you later if you want.
Heather, when is your sleepover? Yeah, I think you should totally invite everybody because it's like everybody loving.
So here is the brush that I saved just for you, so you don't have to share brushes with anyone. So what are you gonna be for Halloween? Yeah, what's your costume? Oh, you're gonna rewear your sister's costume. Speaking of sister, my sister said that for Halloween she's gonna be like a restaurant worker, but a restaurant for adults. Hooters, I think. I just know that like it's for adults, and for some reason whenever my dad goes, my mom gets really mad. Yeah, every time he goes to Hooters, she gets really angry. I don't know why. But my sister was a cat for Halloween last year. But the only thing that was cat-like about her costume was her ears. I think she always wears lingerie in ears. Lingerie? Oh, lingerie. Lingerie, yeah. I don't know how they pronounce it. I thought it was lingerie.
Hey, does anybody want to trade lunch with me?
Depends. What do you have?
Let me check. Let's see. I've got homemade chicken noodle soup that my mom made, homemade chocolate chip cookies that she baked, and an apple juice.
Keep the chicken noodle soup. Your mom's chicken noodle soup is kind of trash. No offense. But her cookies are like really good. So I'll give you my Lunchables for your mom's cookies and an apple juice. No bargaining. Take it or leave it.
That sounds good to me.
You got yourself a deal. I'll see you at lunch. What? His mom's chicken noodle soup is blander than water. I'm not gonna lie to him. Okay, speaking of sister, I have my sister's brush right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and brush your back. Swirly, 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 swirly. I can't wait to hear some scary stories and just relax. So are you going to any like haunted house or anything this year? Mm-hmm. I'm way too scared, but if you want to go together, we can go during the daytime one because it's not as scary. Or if you want, we can also go to a haunted maze, haunted hayride. Do you want to go? Since we're friends now? Aren't we friends? Well, if we're friends, we can definitely hang out outside of school. Trace up your neck and down your shoulder. Trace up your neck and down your shoulder. Up. Tinkly spiders, tinkly spiders, tinkly spiders crawling up your back. Tinkly spiders crawling all around your back. Are you ready for me to paint on your back? Yeah, what do you want me to draw? We could do a skeleton. We could do a witch. We could do a word. We could do whatever you want. And then I have this little one too, so I could like start with like a little outline. Like a heart or something Halloween themed. And then I will color it in on your back. So it's up to you. Okay, you think about it while I pluck some of these spider webs out of your hair, okay?
Can you like play with my hair?
No, Heather, I'm busy doing her hair. She got cobwebs stuck in her hair, so I'm trying to get them out for her.
Okay, whatever. Can you like play with my hair after you're done with her?
Sure. I knew Heather Holiday would ask me to play with her hair, but she's a mean girl, so you know I'm only gonna play with your hair, right? Okay. Let me fill you in on something. Heather's sleepover is coming up, and her sleepover is always a really, really big deal. Well, it's always like the event of the year since she's like popular or whatever, and so anybody who's anybody will kind of be there. And it's a big cobweb. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Well, I kind of do want to go. I'm not gonna lie, but like I'm not gonna kiss her butt to go either. You know what I mean? Because I think she's like recruiting for her group called the Heathers. I told you about that last time, remember? Yeah. At the sleepover is when she starts recruiting for the Heathers. So at her sleepover, she starts to notice like what you have on, how you act. She even has a talent show portion, and like after the sleepover is when she really starts to like recruit for the Heathers. So if you go to her sleepover, if you get invited, you might get recruited to be a Heather. You have a little bit of a cobweb over here. She's about to start braiding, so I'm gonna start braiding your hair, okay? And then I have these clips I can clip onto your hair if you want. And then after that, I can paint your back. Does that sound good? Okay, good.
It is time for our scary story reading. Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson. I think they're playing with each other's hair over there, so.
She's such a tattletale.
It's okay, Heather. Today is a Halloween party. They can do whatever they want, okay? As long as they're not bothering anyone.
See, the teacher doesn't even care that we're playing with each other's hair. She's just mad because I won't play with her hair. But I don't like bullies.
And we're going to be reading Goosebumps. Any of you guys ever heard of the Goosebumps books? Yeah. By R.L. Stein. Now, how did everyone enjoy their scavenger hunt and all the games and scary bingo? Did everyone enjoy it? Yeah? So what movie do you guys want to watch after we read the scary stories? Do you guys want to watch Casper, Halloween Town? Do you want to watch Addams Family? Or The Nightmare Before Christmas? What's your favorite? Raise your hand. Talk one by one, okay? We don't talk over each other, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the Goosebumps story that we'll be reading today is called Welcome to Dead House by R.L. Stein. Be quiet before we begin, please. Josh and I hated our new house. Sure, it was big. It looked like a mansion compared to our old house. It was a tall red brick house with a sloping black roof and rows of windows framed by black shutters. It's so dark, I thought, studying it from the street. The whole house was covered in darkness, as if it were hiding in the shadows of the gnarled old trees that bent over it. It was the middle of July, but dead brown leaves blanketed the front yard. Our sneakers crunched over them as we trudged up the gravel driveway. Tall weeds poked up everywhere through the dead leaves. Thick clumps of weeds had completely overgrown an old flower bed beside the front porch.
Okay, I'm gonna do a practice.
This house is
I'm gonna do a practice right on you first, okay? So I'll just do
Josh
this practice
thinking the same
down
thing.
the middle, okay?
Looking up at the old
And then
house,
we'll do
we
the
both
two
groaned
side
loudly.
ones, okay?
Mr. Dawes, the friendly young man from the local real estate office, stopped near the front walk and turned around. "Everything okay?" he asked, staring first at Josh, then at me, with his crinkly blue eyes. "Josh and Amanda aren't happy about moving," Dad explained, tucking his shirt tail in. Dad is a little overweight, and his shirts always seem to be coming untucked. "It's hard for kids," my mother added, smiling at Mr. Dawes, her hands shoved into her jean pockets as she continued up to the front door. "You know, leaving all their friends behind, moving to a strange new place." "Strange is right," Josh said, shaking his head. "This house is gross." Mr. Dawes chuckled. "It's an old house, that's for sure," he said, patting Josh on the shoulder. "It just needs some work, Josh," Dad said, smiling at Mr. Dawes. "No one has lived in it for a while, so it'll take some fixing up." "Look how big it is," Mom added, smoothing back her straight black hair and smiling at Josh. "We'll have room for a den and maybe a rec room too."
Next week for you, okay?
"You'd like that, wouldn't you, Amanda?" I shrugged. A cold breeze made me shiver. It was actually a beautiful, hot summer day, but the closer we got to the house, the colder I felt. I guessed it was because of the tall, old trees. I was wearing white tennis shorts and a sleeveless blue t-shirt. It had been hot in the car, but now I was freezing.
Which one do you
Maybe
like?
it'll be
Do you
warm
like
in the
the
house, I
pumpkin or
thought.
do you like the bed?
How old are they? Mr. Dawes asked Mom, stepping into the front porch. Amanda is 12, Mom answered, and Josh turned 11 last month. They look so much alike, Mr. Dawes told Mom. I couldn't decide if that was a compliment or not. I guess it's true. Josh and I are both tall and thin and have curly brown hair like Dad's and dark brown eyes. Everyone says we have serious faces. I really want to go home, Josh said, his voice cracking. I hate this place. My brother is the most impatient kid in the world, and when he makes up his mind about something, that's it. He's a little spoiled brat. At least, I think so. Whenever he makes a big fuss about something, he usually gets his way. We may look alike, but we're really not that similar. I'm a lot more patient than Josh is, a lot more sensible, probably because I'm older and because I'm a girl. Josh had hold of Dad's hand and was trying to pull him back to the car. Let's go. Come on, Dad. Let's go. I knew this was one time Josh wouldn't get his way. We were moving to this house, no doubt about that. And after all, the house was absolutely free. A great uncle of Dad's, a man we didn't even know, had died and left the house to Dad in his will. I'll never forget the look on Dad's face when he got the letter from the lawyer. He let out a loud whoop and began dancing around the living room. Josh and I thought he'd flipped or something. My great-uncle Charles has left us a house in his will, Dad explained, reading and rereading the letter. It's in a town called Dark Falls. Huh? Josh and I cried. Where's Dark Falls? Dad shrugged. I don't remember your Uncle Charles, Mom said, moving behind Dad to read the letter over his shoulder. Neither do I, admitted Dad. But he must have been a great guy. Wow, this sounds like an incredible house. He grabbed Mom's hands and began dancing happily with her across the living room. Dad sure was excited. He'd been looking for an excuse to quit his boring office job and devote all his time to his writing career. This house, absolutely free, would be just the excuse he needed. And now, a week later, here we were in Dark Falls, a 4-hour drive from our home, seeing our new house for the first time. We hadn't even gone inside, and Josh was trying to drag Dad back to the car. Josh, stop pulling me, Dad snapped impatiently, trying to tug his hand out of Josh's grasp. Dad glanced helplessly at Mr. Dawes. I could see that he was embarrassed by how Josh was carrying on. I decided maybe I could help. Let go, Josh, I said quietly, grabbing Josh by the shoulder. We promised we'd give Dark Falls a chance, remember? I already gave it a chance, Josh whined, not letting go of Dad's hand. This house is old and ugly, and I hate it. You haven't even gone inside, Dad said angrily. Yes, let's go in, Mr. Dawes urged, staring at Josh. I'm staying outside, Josh insisted. He can be really stubborn sometimes. I felt just as unhappy as Josh looking at this old, dark house, but I'd never carry on the way Josh was. Josh, don't you want to pick your own room? Mom asked. No, Josh muttered. He and I both glanced up to the second floor. There were 2 large bay windows side by side up there. They looked like 2 dark eyes staring back at us. How long have you lived in your present house? Mr. Dawes asked Dad. Dad had to rethink for a second. About 14 years, he answered. The kids have lived there their whole lives. Moving is always hard, Mr. Dawes said sympathetically, turning his gaze on me. You know, Amanda, I moved here to Dark Falls just a few months ago. I didn't like it much either, at first, but now I wouldn't live anywhere else. He winked at me. He had a cute dimple in his chin when he smiled. Let's go inside. It's really quite nice. You'll be surprised. All of us followed Mr. Dawes except Josh. Are there other kids on this block? Josh demanded. He made it sound more like a challenge than a question. Mr. Dawes nodded. The school's just 2 blocks away, he said, pointing up the street. See? Mom quickly cut in. A short walk to school. No more long bus rides every morning. I like the bus, Josh insisted. His mind was made up. He wasn't going to give my parents a break, even though we both promised to be open-minded about this move. I don't know what Josh thought he had to gain by being such a pain. I mean, Dad already had plenty to worry about. For one thing, he hadn't been able to sell our old house yet. I didn't like the idea of moving in, but I knew that inheriting this big house was a great opportunity for us. We were so cramped in our little house. And once Dad managed to sell the old place, we wouldn't have to worry about money anymore. Josh should at least give it a chance. That's what I thought. Suddenly, from our car at the foot of the driveway, we heard Petey barking and howling and making a fuss. Petey's our dog, a white, curly-haired terrier, cute as a button, and usually well-behaved. He never minded being left in the car, but now he was yowling and yapping at full volume and scratching at the car window, desperate to get out. Petey, quiet, quiet, I shouted. Petey usually listened to me, but not this time. I'm gonna let him out, Josh declared and took off down the driveway toward the car. No, wait, Dad called, but I don't think Josh could hear him over Petey's wails. Might as well let the dog explore, Mr. Dawes said. It's gonna be his house too. A few seconds later, Petey came charging across the lawn, kicking up brown leaves, yipping excitedly as he ran up to us. He jumped on all of us as if he hadn't seen us in weeks, and then, to our surprise, he started growling menacingly and barking at Mr. Dawes. Petey, stop! Mom yelled. He's never done this, Dad said apologetically. Really? He's usually very friendly. He'd probably smell something on me. Another dog, maybe, Mr. Dawes said, loosening his striped tie, looking warily at our growling dog. Finally, Josh grabbed Petey around the middle and lifted him away from Mr. Dawes.
Draw the pumpkin.
Stop it, Petey,
okay?
Josh scolded, holding his dog up close to his face so that they were nose to nose. Mr. Dawes is our friend. Petey whimpered and licked Josh's face. After a short while, Josh set him back down on the ground. Petey looked up at Mr. Dawes, then at me, then decided to go sniffing around the yard, letting his nose lead the way. Let's go inside, Mr. Dawes urged, moving a hand through his short blonde hair. He unlocked the front door and pushed it open. Mr. Dawes held the screen door open for us. I started to follow my parents into the house. I'll stay here with Petey, Josh insisted from the walk. Dad started to protest but changed his mind. Okay, fine, he said, sighing and shaking his head. I'm not gonna argue with you. Don't come in. You can live outside if you want. He sounded really exasperated. I want to stay with Petey, Josh said again, watching Petey nose his way through the dead flower bed. Mr. Dawes followed us into the hallway, gently closing the screen door behind him, giving Josh a final glance. He'll be fine, he said softly, smiling at Mom. He can be so stubborn sometimes, Mom said apologetically. She peeked into the living room. I'm really so sorry about Petey. I don't know what got into that dog. No problem. Let's start in the living room, Mr. Dawes said, leading the way. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by how spacious it is. Of course, it needs work. He took us on a tour of every room in the house. I was beginning to get excited. The house was really kind of neat. There were so many rooms and so many closets, and my room was huge and had its own bathroom and an old-fashioned window seat where I could sit at the window and look down the street. I wish Josh had come inside with us. If he could see how great the house was inside, I knew he'd start to cheer up. I couldn't believe how many rooms there were. even a finished attic filled with old furniture and stacks of old mysterious
Three pumpkins,
apartments
okay? So like
we
a
would
big
explore.
pumpkin right here, and then two little baby
We must have been
pumpkins.
inside for at least half an hour. I didn't really keep track of time. I think all three of us were feeling cheered up. Well, I think I've shown you everything, Mr. Dawes said, glancing at his watch. He led the way to the front door. Wait, I want to take a look at one... Wait, I want to take one more room. Wait, I want to take one more look at my room, I told them excitedly. I started up the stairs, taking them two at a time. I'll be done in a second. Hurry, dear. I'm sure Mr. Dawes has other appointments, Mom called after me. I reached the second floor landing and hurried down the narrow hallway into my new room. Wow, I said aloud, and the word echoed faintly against the empty walls. It was so big. And I loved the bay window and the window seat. I walked over to it and peered out. Through the trees, I could see our car in the driveway, and beyond it, a house
Gonna
with
draw
a lot more cars
purple
across the street.
vines instead of green, okay? So we can stick with this like purple and orange
And my
theme
desk
there.
can go over there. I'll have room for a computer now. I took one more look at my closet, a long walk-in closet with a light in the ceiling and wide shelves against the black wall. I was heading to the door, thinking about which of my posters I wanted to bring with me when I saw the boy. He stood in the doorway for just a second, and then he turned and disappeared down the hall. Josh? I cried. Hey, come back. With a shock, I realized it wasn't Josh. For one thing, the boy had blonde hair. Hey, I called and ran to the hallway, stopping just outside my bedroom door, looking both ways. Who's